Well, if you don't mind, I think I'll be. You and Mom together means everything to me.
About 3 weeks after my mother's funeral, I gathered all the information and completely accepted the fact that I will never hear her voice again. I was too late. A lot of people have phones now, it's pretty regular, but I never once thought to sit her down and just say, hey, can you just talk to this camera just in case you pass so I could have it until I do? And I never got that. My family is a very photocentric and musically centered group of people. My grandmother, who was always at every single family function suggesting, almost demanding that we take photos together, has always instilled, the idea of cherishing these moments and having them for yourself in case anything happens. Through the process of my mother going away, I've channeled all that energy that I would use to care for her and directed it towards my grandmother, since she's the only existing mother that I have left. Everyone else is gone. And so while she's still here, living in Spokane about 10 minutes that way, I'm still able to be a presence in her life and still, accept all of her stubbornness and all of her wisdom as something positive. So the only thing about that is that she is currently in the process of selling my childhood home that I lived in for 18 years, and she's moving back to Louisiana because, as I said before, I'm really the only one left up here. Everyone else is down south, people that I haven't even met. And it's like she needs to be around a very large support system that's larger than me. So she's going back down, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And so to support her, I've been helping her, take stuff, sell a bunch of records, pick the heaviest couch that is also a futon / hide-a-bed. It was so awful. It was so bad picking that thing up from downstairs, bringing it upstairs through the narrowest hallways, outside through the back door, around the house, just so much extra stuff. And we're at a place now where most of the house is empty, and it's the first time I've ever seen the house that empty. And now, when I first was gonna tell a story, and I met with Eric about, deciding what type of story to share, I was gonna stick with a story about her. But in between our two meetings, determining what type of story to tell, Martha, who is my grandmother's friend who was assisting, take stuff out of the house and, help her move or whatever, she asked me, hey, your grandmother needs help in a very specific way. I need you to go inside of her bedroom and reach deep into her closet that she can't walk into because it's lifted. So I need you to reach in there and grab stuff that's out the back, stuff that's been in there for decades, right? Just go back there and pull some stuff out so she could get it, organize it, and figure out what to do. I, of course, do it, and I pull some stuff out, and I find some tapes. Right, I find some tapes and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Probably a kid video of me doing some weird dance or whatever. Let's just go ahead and watch it. And so I tell her that, hey, I'm gonna take this footage back and I'm gonna check over it and see what's going on. Take it home and I'm watching it, but I had to take the VHS-C tape, right? This isn't a VHS, a regular one, it's like a miniature one. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you definitely don't. Definitely have no idea what I'm talking about. So I take the VHS-C tape, I put it in a VHS adapter so I could put it inside of a regular VCR, right? The age range is beautiful in here. So I take that, put it into VCR, but I want to get this into a file, whatever's on it, right? I just want to put it into a file so I have all these chords and I could basically put anything into a HDMI. So I take the RCA, I put an adapter in it and twist it around and do a push-up, and then I plug it into my computer and I start recording on OBS, which is don't worry about it. So I have OBS running and I'm looking at these tapes, I got a few, and I think back to other tapes that I found in the past, a tape of me in theater back in elementary school where I'm like, I think I'm a king, an Egyptian king, and my mother was recording, and it was a really short video, but I was like, okay, that's cool. It's probably another one of these. And I put the tape in and it's like a barbecue. Right, it's just a bunch of black people at a park, probably Chief Gary or something, just having a good old time. We're dancing. There's like what's that called? Soul Train, where they got the people on the side and you got kids in the middle doing like weird dances. Adults like saying, hey, get out there and show us what you got. Do that little dance you'd be doing or whatever. And just adults just motivating children to just get out there and just do something. So I see like old people that I remember, like my cousin Temple, she's dancing terribly, and some other people get in there, and I look towards the back and I see this little chubby kid, and he's sitting in a chair and he's kind of just chilling, and I see this woman come out of nowhere and kind of like urge him to dance. She's like, okay, we're here, you're with your family, we all love you, we're not gonna judge you too harshly. Get out there and do something. And he kind of gets up, and then he backs up and sits back down. And after I got done being distracted by him, I look closer and I see this woman that I haven't seen in so long. And I'm at this point, I'm not even thinking about, is this footage gonna have her, right? I completely accepted the fact that she was gone forever. I grieved, I got through it. And then I find this footage and I'm like, and then the tape cuts, right? It cuts and I'm just in a room in my apartment, just silent, freaking out. And I don't know how I did both of those at the same time, but it's all internal. It's all this just rushing, and I got 3 cats and they're dead silent, which never happens. They sense the sense of urgency, and just I've never felt this way. And so I take the tape and I rewind it, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'm looking for a black woman, maybe 5'4". She's bald at this time. She has gigantic gold hoops in her ears, gold rings on every finger, just like a white t-shirt, black and greenish overalls. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that throughout the rest of the tape, and it's only 2 minutes. So I'm looking at the tape again. I'm going through it. Everything else means nothing. I'm looking for that one thing. I'm laser focused on any frame where she's in it. And I'm looking for 2 things. I need to see her face moving, because I've never seen that in a decade, right? We have all these photos, but it's like I need movement. I need to see her moving. So I need to see her face and I need to hear her voice, which I thought were completely gone. And so I'm looking at this footage and I see her, I pause it, and I can't see her face. It's just this, and I swear it's like a movie. Every time that she would be in the frame, I'm over here trying to move around inside this little television, trying to get an angle of her, but the reality doesn't work like that. So I'm trying to see her, and I got nothing. I can't hear her. It's a loud barbecue. There's kids yelling and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do right now, right? The tape ended. It's just static. I'm looking through 20 minutes of static, just hoping. It's like you never know. There could have been something maybe later on, so I keep watching, just static, fast forwarding a little bit, just waiting for something, waiting for what I wanted, what I've waited so long to see. And there's nothing on that tape. But the thing is that I found another. There was the blank tape that I just showed you, that I just told you about. But there's also a tape that said July 4th, 1999. I know that there's no other tapes in existence. There's nothing else. It's this last tape that could have anything that I have been looking for. I put it in frantically, press play, and there's static. But I'm an idiot because I didn't rewind the damn thing, so. So after about, 6 seconds, I'm like, well, bullshit. No, I'm rewinding this. I rewind it, go to the top. It kept rewinding. It's such a long tape. I think it's like, what those maybe hold, maybe 25 minutes. This thing was going for so long. It finally stops. I press play, and it has so many people in my childhood home, in the kitchen, laughing, dancing. There's kids, there's adults, there's people who I haven't seen in years, people who passed, Uncle Billy. I totally forgot about him, but I see him and he's dancing pretty well. My Aunt Kareem, Chauncey's mom, Jackie's in the video. Like, there's so many, like, that was a time when everybody appeared to be so happy and the house was filled with so many people, and now the house is bare. And I'm looking and I immediately see my mom. I see her face. This was back when she was healthy and she was bigger, which was fantastic. She's dancing with my friend's mom and laughing. I hear her voice again. And it's like I almost didn't recognize it. I was like, well, that's my mom? Oh, okay, well, I'll go with it. It'll work. She's giggling and it's all there. It's all what I finally found after so long. It's like, I never thought that it would come, but it was there. And I'm watching the tape and keep going, and she reaches out the door and she yells for someone and pulls this bald, big-eared kid out the door, and it's me holding a red shirt, and I'm just getting yanked. She's like, yeah, you're gonna dance with me right now. Like, that's what's gonna happen. And knowing myself at that age, I was the shyest person ever, still I am. But I vanish. I vanish into the crowd, and I'm like, I don't want to be in front of people and do something to put myself in jeopardy or whatever. So I vanish, and I could hear her say, oh, he doesn't want to dance. If you give him some money, he'll dance. He'll dance all right. I am not a stripper. Not anymore. So I'm still watching it, right? And I don't know if this video is going to be 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 20. I have no idea how long this is going to be, right? So every frame, every second was just so impactful for me, just watching my grandfather just sing so bad and seeing him dance with my grandmother, who they're both alive, but they're divorced, but just seeing them at a time where they were just so happy. And they basically raised me, and just seeing them just interacting in a way that I haven't seen in so long. And it's just so good. And now I have that as a file on my phone. I can watch it at any point, and it feels so good to just finally have that. So I don't necessarily know how to end this, but All I know is that some of us are probably in a similar situation before finding footage, But this was before we all had iPhones all the time. I didn't get my iPhone until maybe 2013. I had an NV3. I'm not going to take a video of my mother on that piece of junk. And so now it's like we have that option to just capture something, right? Capture it, keep it, even though most of the stuff we capture is just crap and it's blurry and messy, but just hold on to one thing. Just have it for the future. Thank you.